All right, how's it going? My name is Maher. Today we are going to be doing a screencast of an assignment that I have for my Managing People and Organizations course in the Robert H. Smith School of Business. So let's go ahead and get started. So basically, this is a person organization fit assignment. It's a draft, so it's going to be a little bit rough around the edges, but let's try to make the best of it. So, first off, here are some pictures of me. If you've never seen me before, I don't know, you can get the idea of who you're talking to, I guess. Maybe that'll make it easier, maybe that'll make it harder, I don't know. But that's me, skydiving on the right, and on the left in a mosque in the United Arab Emirates. I traveled there for a short term study abroad recently over spring break. So these are some cute pictures I have. All right, let's get started with the meat of this screencast. So, basic introduction. We're going to talk about some of my career objectives upon graduation, some of the organizational structures of the organizations that I want to be a part of, talking about some of my strengths and weaknesses as a person, a leader, a student, all of those things. We're going to be talking about team functioning. For our assignment, we have to address a problem on campus and this proposes solutions. So we're going to talk about team functioning, a professional development plan. So building off of my weaknesses, we're really working towards developing those skills that I'm not so great at in different ways. So I have a variety of goals and that I want to pursue. And then lastly, we're going to conclude with a message to myself. So just a basic message about basic message to myself from the future 5 years and from now. I'm going to ask some questions. They'll probably be rhetorical right now, not actual questions. But let's get started. Okay. So career objectives. In terms of the immediate future, so right now I'm a junior supply chain management and Arabic major, double major at Maryland. So I'll be graduating either fall 2015 or May 2016. Not sure yet. It all depends on whether I want to continue my Arabic degree or just graduate with supply chain. In the immediate future, I'm really looking to getting an internship or co-op experience with a multinational firm. So organizational, so knowing like what these companies, how they operate on an organizational level is really important, actually. And I've been doing a great deal of thinking about this in particular. Moving on, in 2 to 5 years, looking to obtain full-time employment abroad after working domestically. So first off, get a comfortable job in the States, easy transition from a co-op or an internship. That's what I'm hoping for. Potentially become a junior / senior level manager in the firm, just move my way up. We'll see how feasible that one is. Then after 8 to 10 years, I will really want to start my own business because I know that when you're young, it's like the best time, the most risk encouraging. So really want to get a head start on that. And specifically what I want to do is 3PL services. So in supply chain, there are these providers called third-party logistics providers. And they have relatively low startup costs because they offer a lot of services. Mostly their biggest resource is time rather than actual capital. So it's like consulting. So I'd be interested in doing that. So some potential companies that I've been looking into a lot actually. So SpaceX and IBM, two big ones, really innovative companies, working on different problems. IBM, solving the world's problems through big data and all of those things. And SpaceX, really re-stimulating the interest in going to outer space after all the budget cuts in NASA and all that. I think both of them are pretty innovative companies. I'd like to be in a place where an organization isn't afraid to take risks to differentiate themselves. I'd also like a company with that's very people oriented. So companies that care more about what their people think necessarily, um, not necessarily as much as the ideas that are coming from those people, but has a general concern for those people for people. Typically low formalization and a strong informal culture of community. So what I meant by this was, I mean, I don't particularly work well with a lot of micromanaging and like meetings and deadlines. I know they're super important, but I preferably wouldn't want that kind of environment. The organic model from our course is pretty apt description of what I'd be looking for using cross-functional teams, cross organizations. I mean departments to create synergy within the organization. I think that'd be good. Typically, I think I'd fit better in a decentralized organization rather than a strict hierarchy from top bottom to bottom, and a narrow span of control. So employees have a general deal of autonomy. All right, so the next slide is an assessment of my strengths and weaknesses. So I recently retook this test because my data didn't save from when I took it in the beginning of the course. Got it from Pearson, so that's the source. I'm an INFP according to the questionnaire. So generally, I scored as like an idealist, creative, more reserved type, and some of the career paths were journalist, architecture, educational consultant. I don't even know what that is, but anything to do with consulting, I think would be great because I have really strong opinions about things. So I think it would be cool. In terms of the big five personality traits, I scored really high in extroversion. So I got, I think, the highest score possible on that one. That definitely makes sense. I definitely get my energy from other people. Sitting down all day or in class really bugs me because I just get so bored and it's bothersome. Openness to experience. I love new experiences. It's what I live for. I wake up in the morning and I kind of wish that I wasn't going to college every day because I wish that I could travel the world and just meet new people and understand new things. But, I guess it's relative because, you can do a lot of things with that. Emotional stability. I would say I'm pretty emotionally stable, which is strange because my family is very not emotionally stable, very neurotic, but I guess I'm like the voice of reason. Some of the two big five personality traits that I didn't score so high on. Conscientiousness. Definitely agree with this one. Suck at deadlines. Terrible. Organization. I'm really messy, sloppy. I'm more like adaptable and reactive. Like just for example, like doing a speech or something, I'd prefer to do it off the floor rather than plan and think about every word. Agreeableness, I'm very disagreeable. I have very strong opinions, and I'll tell you immediately how I feel. So that kind of has a weird relationship with being reserved, but apparently I'm reserved. Maybe it's because once I get to a certain level of trust, then I'll disclose, how I feel. But until that point, I do tend to keep my thoughts to myself. All right, assessment of team functioning. So I am a leader. I think it's probably one of my strongest qualities, being able to lead. I take initiative. I don't like sitting around. I don't like wasting time. It's like an efficiency thing. So I like to come up with a lot of ideas and filter through ideas and generally just be someone to like stimulate energy in a room. My current team is working on a problem to alleviate the problem in surplus dining points at the University of Maryland. So there's a big issue with meal plans and students ending the semester with a lot of points and they don't know really what to do with them. So they just There's a lot of issues with that, but right now, in terms of our project we're norming, we all get along. We had a lot of difficulty in the beginning, go get along, but we haven't really started the foundations of our, like, we started the foundation for our video and that, but we haven't really gotten to the point of really executing all of those ideas. So I would say we're not performing yet, but we're almost there. I'd say also we're pretty high functioning. We get things done. We meet briefly, get things done, have some task and process conflict in the sense everyone, we have a lot of different disagreeable types, so people kind of want to get it done their way sometimes. And as I mentioned earlier, I like to take initiative as a leader, but also I tend to be a gatekeeper because I want to make sure we're on task, meeting deadlines, all that good stuff. All right, professional development plan. So I want to work in logistics and or management. I hope that would help me build my conscientiousness up some more because you're kind of forced to when you're managing a ton of people dealing with a lot of things at the same time. Some of my personal goals: visit every country in the Middle East and North Africa. So far, I'm 5 out of 22, roughly, if you count South Sudan, which just became a state 3 years ago, maybe. So I've been to the United Arab Emirates, Oman, Jordan, Syria, fifth country. Oh, I'm going to Morocco this summer. So I'll be 5 out of 22. Got it. I'd like to do graduate studies. Hopefully, if an employer can pay for it or like subsidize it, I would probably end up doing it in supply chain because that's my field, but I am also very interested in journalism and possibly even environmental engineering. I think that would be cool to have some technical expertise as well as my supply chain skills. Another one of my big goals is obtaining professional fluency in Arabic. So that's level 3 plus on the ILR scale. It's national standard of foreign language capability or language capability in general. And 3 plus is really high. It's like probably someone from high school, maybe equivalent. Really articulate. You can be articulate, but there are limitations to that. Right now I'm a 1 plus, so I'm like intermediate advanced right now. And I started a year and a half ago, so we got a long ways to go. The biggest leap is the 2 to 3 level. So definitely hoping Morocco this summer will help me out with that as well. All right, message to self. Couldn't fit the text on here, so we're gonna have to exit this and open up a Word document. All right, here we go. Dear self, hey, it's me, Maher. It's been 5 years, so you're 25 now. Wow, time flies. Hopefully you've paid off those pesky student loans. I'm just here to touch base with you, making sure you're still reflecting on life the way you did in college, perhaps even more so. Have you visited, lived in any cool and interesting places? How are those 2 to 10 year goals coming? Have you grown as a leader and a person? Of all the interrogatives, I think the fundamental question to answer here is, are you happy? Have you found a balance of work and life? Because if no, you got to change something quick. Quit that job that you hate, if of course you hate it. Take some calculated risks and maybe some uncalculated ones if you become super lame. Remember where you came from, stay humble, but avoid complacency. Lastly, كيف مهاراتك في اللغة العربية? How are your Arabic skills? Anyways, I have to run now. It's late and I've got other assignments to do. Please tell me that you've gotten better at those. I suck at deadlines, but you don't have to. All right, until next time. Love, Maher. All right, back to the slide. It's a little message to me. I think it was cute. Let me know what you think. All right, so here's an interesting way to end this. Quote by Henry David Thoreau. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived. So this quote is one of my faves. Love Thoreau, read Walden if you haven't. Um, I think it really goes back to the question about the human condition, um, between living and dying. Like living, should you live your life in fear of death, or should you live every day to the fullest? Um, so that's my person fit organization. It's really rough. So let me know what you think. I definitely have a lot to improve in terms of doing this. It's my first time ever doing a screencast. So, all right, take it easy.